Hey guys, Don Gibson here for Sons of Liberty, and we got in two 9mm pistols we want to go ahead and talk about a little bit. I have one of them here in the box and the other one very close by. I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up. So these are from Honor Defense. They're out of Georgia. They've been around since 2014. Honor Defense has been called the most accurate among top brands, with gun test magazine results and details available on their testimonial page. They're supposed to have advanced engineering. Over 900 variations can be built on their website or on their online store. No trigger pull for disassembly. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out. They do come with little, flags to show that the chamber is empty. The other one had a Tapco one in there, but go ahead and pop that thing out. Show clear, just so there is no trigger pull required for disassembly. Simply locking it back using your slide catch is the easiest. It has very similar to the M&P's takedown, so go ahead and do that. Pull back, it comes right off. You got your recoil spring where it clicks into your barrel, firing pin housing. They're nice hefty little slides there. If you've ever seen a striker fired pistol disassembled, then yeah, this looks pretty familiar to you. They're nice little guns. So like I said, no trigger pull was required for disassembly. You didn't see me compress that trigger at all. They are American craftsmanship. I believe every single part is American made. Complete ambidextrous controls, which I'm going to go ahead and throw this thing back together here and show you. The only thing that is not ambidextrous is your takedown lever. So, show you here, dual-sided slide catch. Go ahead and click that in, which is right there, which is very nice. Your safety, this one has a safety, is also dual-sided. So left or right-handed, you're good to go. Go ahead and take this magazine here. This is their 8-round magazine, has a slight extension. As you can see, can be removed from either side. So complete ambidextrous controls. The grip is very, very texturized. They are single stack 9mm. So this is an 8-round. It also comes with a 7-round, which is a flush fit. As you can see there. Again, very similar to your M&P shields. The texture on this, it is a very, very, I don't want to say aggressive, but I can't think of a better word. It's almost a chainmail-like pattern. It's very grippy, very nice. I mean, it gives you very good grip. It's very nicely textured. This isn't something that, you're going to take out to the range to practice with and start sweating and it's going to start slipping. It's nothing like that. I mean, it is very grippy, very easy to get good control of, a very good grip on. I have bigger hands. I normally hate single stack 9mm because they're too thin, but I mean this, it is a little bit wider here, which might be one of the interchangeable back straps. You can see, here's the other one. There's appears to just be a little pin that holds it in. Tap that out and switch them. This one is a little bit flatter, so I would probably prefer this one. It adds just enough of an extension that it takes up some of that extra space that single stacks usually have in my hand. Talk a little bit more about these. We'll grab the other one that I had gangster tucked back here because I didn't know where else to put it. Pretty much the exact same gun. Go ahead and put the magazine down here. Show clear on it. This one does not have safety. It does have this little block here that, where the safety would normally be, just to take up the space. Like just about every gun produced today, it is a gun that you're using pretty much the same thing and just interchanging parts between the two. So they do have a block there from where the safety would be. Still completely ambidextrous, still has the same takedown. This is their Mossy Oak Defender slide. The mossy oak slide, I can't remember exactly what it is called. The trigger is, I believe, 6.5 pounds. It's very crisp. I mean, some people hear a 6.5 pound trigger and they think that's ridiculously heavy, but I mean, that is almost no travel and lead time up to that wall, and very simple to pull. So, has very similar to the M&P Easy's reset, not super audible, and not a super strong spring assist, but very, very nice. They are very compact. If you can't see, I do have a belly. I was able to get one of these to appendix carry. Some of the other features they have is, unlike your normal rear sight, these do curve downward. Most of them, of course, curve towards the barrel, or towards the front of the gun. These curve in reverse, so that when drawing, it's not going to get snagged on a holster, clothing, anything that may be in the way. It's not going to have an edge there to catch on. So they are plus P proofed. They were tested with plus P ammunition. Of course, your stainless steel parts on here is going to include your barrel, your slide, your modular chassis, the guide rod, the striker housing, the striker block. The back plate is actually is steel, which is kind of impressive. I had to double check that. I read the note and I'm like, there's no way. That's actually a metal back plate, which is impressive. Obviously, we're so used to the polymer ones on Glocks, Smith & Wessons, and things like that, which of course are easy to change out. But that is interesting. That one's actually metal. They do have a lifetime warranty, along with what did I just miss? Hold on. I have to go up through my notes. Give me 1 second here. No, I didn't. Okay, I already covered that one. I covered that before it showed up on here. Okay. So this one, it is a 3.8 inch barrel with a 6.8 overall length. This is the HG9SCLS, which is their long slide version. And if you're like me, you're probably looking at this thing going, that's a long slide version. Yes, their subcompact is tiny. So this one, we're having it at 414.42 out the door. It's, I mean, if you're looking for something that's easy to conceal, is a striker fired, maybe you are more concerned about having a safety than not having one, this is a great, easily concealable option that we currently have in. I'm going to go ahead, take out the flush fit, put the 8-round mag back in there, slide you in there, and set that in there for now, and go ahead and talk about the HG9CLE, which is this one. It is not designated as their long slide version, according to what it says on the box and according to what we understand from them, even though they are, I mean, the same gun. This one is mossy oak covered, still has a 3.8 inch barrel with a 6.8 inch overall. It is Cerakoted. This is not a hydrofilm. This is not a paint job. This is Cerakote. So if you're familiar with Cerakote, it's usually very durable. Something you want on a workhorse gun that you're going to have out at the range and just be abusing the crap out of. There are people who they get a scratch in their Cerakote and immediately, I have to get that fixed. And then there's people who they will abuse the crap out of anything Cerakoted. Because if it is Cerakoted correctly, they can usually take a good amount of abuse. With that being said, this one is $432.53 out the door. So tax, background check, everything. It also comes with its 8-round extended mag and the 7-round flush fit mag. Go ahead and talk about some of the other things that do come in with your gun. So we already talked about the back strap. Of course, we have the lock on there. It will have one of its test round in the box. It's been spray painted and everything. If you come in and look at these, you're going to see on that round, these things are striking their primer nice and hard, taking care of making sure that round's going to go off when you need it to. go ahead and pull all the little goodies out of here. We of course have our important break-in procedures, you know, what to do, or your break-in for the gun to get it through its break-in period. So due to the tight tolerances, which go ahead and grab this one down here again. I mean, that spring, it's a nice tight spring. Everything on this is nice and tight. They recommend 150 to 200 rounds through it to get through your break-in, which, yeah, I can see that. Everything on this, super, super snug as a bug. So, yeah, 150 to 200 rounds is what they recommend through one of these for your break-in time. Has register for your warranty. Down there. Okay. All right, so yeah, your break-in procedures, how many rounds to go through, stuff for your warranty, nice little Honor Defense 9mm pistols sticker. We have, just talking about, you know, every barrel does have a plus P proof to ensure that, you know, it'll withstand just about any round you put through it as long as it is chambered correctly. Don't put 9mm Makarov through a 9mm Parabellum. Let's see what else. Talking about your locking device that comes with it, and you know, how to not put it on there, basically. This we have Honor Defense designs firearms with input from experienced professionals that protect our nation and train firearm safety. So talking a little bit about the company, talking about the Navy SEAL Foundation on here as well. So nice little card talking about some of that stuff. We're gonna have your book. So it's got all the safety and instructions. That is their subcompact on there. So yeah, if you're sitting here thinking this isn't a long slide, yeah, that's a little snub nose semi-automatic there. So it does have all that. One of the other things that comes in it, which you're free to have your own feelings towards, is a membership card for the NRA. If you still support the NRA, great, you can join them. It does come in there. If not, you know, obviously that's your choice. So that is some of the other things that come in. It comes in both boxes, all of that. And really quick, go ahead and talk something else. I've pointed out that this thing has several similarities to the M&P Shield.
And go.
Okay. You started re-recording at a very weird angle there. No, I was not looking down the barrel of a gun. But really quick, go ahead and talk about. I have compared this a lot in this video to the M&P Shield. You know, the M&P Shield, the M&P Shield 2.0, which has the same length, I believe, barrel, or just slightly smaller. I can't remember right off the top of my head. These are the Uncle Mike's apparition holsters. Obviously, they are kind of winged. These work inside the waistband, outside the waistband. This is one of the ones I was actually able to get to run appendix, which I have a gut. I'll admit that. But I was actually able to get this to run appendix yesterday, just testing them out. And these do fit in them with almost the exact same precision as your M&P shields are going to. They do stick out a little bit, which, I mean, it's not that hard to fix that if that is a huge concern for you. They do have adjustable retention down here. You can get that as tight as you possibly want. I can go ahead and pull that out. You can actually push up and see that the screw does come out a little bit more. So there is a little bit of room for you to try and crank that down and tighten it if you're not comfortable with how this fits in there. It has a little bit of wiggle room if you're really shaking it, but it does grip them rather nice. They are kind of a rubbery plastic, not actual Kydex or anything like that, but it is a little rubbery plastic that is a decent thickness, flexible enough, like I said, to carry appendix on your hip, small at the back, 4 o'clock position, with the adjustable cant, theoretically, even over here in a strange cross draw position, if that's how you like to carry. As this is an ambidextrous gun, this, by taking your belt clips and simply putting them over onto the other side is an ambidextrous holster. It's super simple to switch this from left to right-handed by just literally turning these around, basically twisting, pulling out, going back to the other side, and twisting them back into the height that you need at the cant you need, and being able to switch, whether you're left or right-handed very easily. Has a second position here if you want to make it different, a completely different cant than having it up here and sitting like this, putting it down here, bringing it up like this. They're pretty decent modular little holsters, and I mean, they're not super expensive. Again, they are on Uncle Mike's, so we're not the only ones who have these. You can, if you have to, find them theoretically in other places. So I don't know, what else did we? I think that's everything. Barrel. So for a 9mm, that's a pretty thick barrel there. It is pretty. I mean, it's thicker than some 9mm barrels. It's thinner than others. It's, I think, a decent in-between thickness there. I'd say that looks almost the same circumference or diameter, thickness, whatever I'm trying to say here, as a stock Glock 19 barrel. Around that same thickness is what that looks. By eyeballing it, I don't have the Glock 19 barrel or my calipers up here to test that, but that is around the thickness it does appear to be. So I think that actually does cover everything this time. So for Sons of Liberty, this has been Dylan, and come by and see us sometime.